voices come together, a podcast so fine, telling tales of yesterday, crossing every line, with a jazzy kind of rhythm and a spark in their quest. It's the best in the West, we must confess. Late nights cramming or dreaming so tall, echoing footsteps down the old school hall. Friendships carved in stone stand the test of time, like the beat of a heart in sync and rhyme. Oh, the voices come together, a podcast so fine, telling tales of yesterday, crossing every line, with a jazzy kind of rhythm and a spark in their quest. It's the best in the West, we must confess. Time moves along, but the stories stay bright. Threads of laughter weave the day and night. Normandy's echoes beat strong in our chest. Forever we're tied to the best in the West. Oh, the voices come together, a podcast so fine, telling tales of yesterday, crossing every line, with a jazzy kind of rhythm and a spark in their quest. It's the best in the West, we must confess. We must confess. Normandy's echoes beat strong in our chest. Forever we're tied to the best in the West.
Hey, what's going on, everyone? This is Mr. Riley coming to you live from the West Coast, the best coast, the West Side. Happy Monday over here. Hey, let me see if I can get it going. Hold on. We got a piece of it right there. But happy Monday going on. We're coming to you live from the West Coast, the best coast, the West Side. And tonight happens to be the NCS podcast. I am your host, Mr. Riley, Mr. James Riley, Jay Heasy, Facebook James, whatever you want to call me. That's who I am. Just don't call me late to dinner. So check this out. We finally got everything up and running. I'm not even sure if, we check it out. My studio, the internet has been acting funny all day. So hopefully somewhere, I think we're live somewhere, just don't know where we are live, but hopefully, hopefully you're here vibing with us for a little bit. With all that said, we have a wonderful show for you tonight. We have one of my good friends, one of the guys who I left my yearbook in my chair and my silky smooth looking self, my handsome self, to this young man who is an NCS alum. I left all of my stuff to this dude, which is kind of unheard of for a sixth grader to leave all of his stuff, good looks, his chair, to a kindergarten, to kindergarten students. So that's what I did. And so we have none other than Erwin Woodard. Yes, I used his full government name. So let's welcome him to the show. What's going on, sir?
What's going on, brother? How you doing?
I'm doing great, man. Thank you for being here.
Yes, sir.
Man, I know last week we thought we were going to have a little show, but something else happened. So you agreed, along with a little encouragement with pizza and wings, to come back and do it all over again this Monday. So thank you for being here, sir.
Not a problem. Not a problem.
Okay, so NCS, man, tell us how did your NCS journey begin?
Well, luckily, my mother attended Normandy Church of Christ.
Okay, that's the church right next to.
That's the church right next to the school building.
Yeah.
So with that, born and raised in Normandy Church of Christ, my mom saw fit to put me into Normandy Christian School. So in 1980, that's where I was at.
Man.
Kindergarten, first grade. Kindergarten, 1980.
So as I was exiting, you were just getting there.
I was just getting there. Yes, sir.
So then you were there 79, 80 when I was there. So you was there as a kinder student, and I was there as a sixth grader.
Yes.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Now, I think you had family who attended. Let me check my notes over here. Let me go to my notes over here.
Check your notes.
My note cards, man. It gives me a good foundation for what we're going to do tonight.
Okay.
So, we just talked about your connection. Question number 1. Can you share a little bit about your connection to Normandy Christian School? For you, do you remember some of those early days as a kinder student on that campus?
Early days, just being able to go to school, have fun with my friends. That's what it was really about. For me, the early kinder. I say my early days was like when I was downstairs.
Okay.
Kinder, first grade. Those are like, okay, those are the early days. And it was just a matter of just hanging out with my friends, and go to the little playground and be able to play on the swings and the sandbox. That little bitty slide, with the 4 steps, 5 steps.
Yes, man, I forgot totally about the big playground and the little playground, man.
Man.
It was like a big deal.
It was a big deal.
To make that transition from the little to the big playground.
Couldn't wait. You walk outside, you hear all the commotion over on the other side of the parking lot, you're like, can't wait to get over there. Can't wait.
Absolutely. So tell me, who were some of the friends that you remember as a kindergartner at NCS?
As a kindergartner.
Yeah.
Man. Kinder, I don't even couldn't tell you if we were like in the same class. Like I have my partners that I remember with like in, third, fourth, maybe second grade. But I'm sure they was there too. So like you have like my boy Andrew Dixon. I'm sorry, not Andrew, Edward Dixon, the younger brother of Andrew Dixon. Then I had a dude named Brian Scott.
Okay.
We were real tight.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
he was a real thin guy.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think he had a brother named Michael Scott. I think.
Probably. I don't know. But I know.
Oh, I'm sorry. What was the name, last name? What was the
Scott, Brian Scott.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So maybe I'm mixing them up because I remember we had a guy there, a kid there named Michael Bryant. So maybe I'm mixing them up. Okay. All right. Scratch that. Okay. Anybody else you remember just kind of hanging out as a kindergarten student at NCS?
That's really it. Like I said, unless it's the ones that, and I'm sure that I grew up with through the years, and they were probably there during 4th grade, 3rd grade as well. So I know all those people, like the back of my hand.
Right. Okay. So it's a little difficult to go way back.
Kindergarten, yeah, that's a little bit far. I remember the teacher. That was about it.
Who was the teacher?
That was I had Mrs. John Benjamin.
Okay.
I had Mrs. John Benjamin for kinder and 1st grade.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right. That's cool. She kind of, what we call in education, she looped with you guys.
Sure did. She sure did.
And you know a little bit about looping because you're a teacher, so we'll talk about that part of your life a little bit later. So let me ask you, because I know I think you mentioned, opened up and said your mom. So I have a question about your mom, Alice Harding. She was a big supporter of NCS, being a booster and part of the CAP-TAF member. Now, do you remember what CAP-TAF meant or means?
The acronym? I have no clue.
Okay.
All I know is we got to go up to the fellowship hall, the lunchroom, and people be up there putting on shows and bringing animals and, all that type of stuff.
Okay. Yeah, you know what? I can't it escapes me at this present moment, but I'm sure someone else will have to say about what it means. So
I know someone probably who knows what that means.
okay, so how did her involvement in the school community kind of shape your own experiences at NCS?
Well, first off, if you know my mother, she didn't play.
Yeah.
My mom, she didn't play. So she made it be known that if I was acting up,
Yeah.
then they have every right to make sure that they get me back in line.
Bring that paddle out.
Bring it out, man. So, just her being visible, having those connections with all my teachers, it was just really helpful with me, just, making sure that I was focused on my education.
Absolutely.
At Normandy. So she was there, like, all the time.
Now, why was she there all the time? Was it because of you and your behavior, or because she was a wonderful supporter of NCS?
Definitely not my behavior. I was an excellent student. Excellent student, but no, she just...
You capping, bro. You capping.
No, but she was just real supportive, man. She was at any little event they had. If she wasn't working, my mom worked during the day, but like stuff during the evening or whatever the case may be, she was always there. Like I said, when there was things going on, like selling things or whatever, she made sure that I participated in those type of things or whatever. She was real tight, especially with like Miss Quick and Miss Hudson and all them. So every time she came to pick me up or drop me off, she go in there to talk to them. So
absolutely.
Yeah.
Shout out to Alice Harding. Thank you for your support and being such a wonderful member of Cap TAF.
Right. Whatever that means.
Whatever that means. It was kind of like the Christian schools PTA.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm looking at it. Yeah. I know teachers. Yeah. Parents. Oh, okay. Maybe this is it.
What is it?
Christian Association of Parents, Teachers, and Faculty. I don't know. That's a good stab.
I'm gonna say yes, absolutely, yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Right.
We hit the nail right on the head.
Right.
Okay, let's talk about some of your memories, some of your classmates. And so here's a question I came up with.
Okay.
What you were classmates with a whole bunch of people over the years, because you were there for like 5 or 6 years, correct?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. A lot of alumni. Shanae Bro, okay.
Yeah, Bro.
Dr. Kimberly Dixon.
My classmate. Yes.
And Jackie McDaniel.
My classmate.
And even your cousin, Trinika.
My classmate.
Now, what stands out to you about that group of classmates? Were you guys tight? Do you still keep in contact with some of those people? So what kind of stands out, with you about those friends that you had at NCS?
We were very tight, still very close with, of course, Trinika and, Jackie, Kelly, well, not Krigler anymore, Kelly,
McHadley.
Hadley. Is it Hadley? Kelly, you know who are. You know I'm talking about Kelly.
Man, we just messing up. Yes.
Right. So, I can't say, it didn't along with the fellas or whatever, but
absolutely.
For my group, I feel like we were more than just classmates. We were like brothers and sisters.
Okay.
Yeah, we were really, really tight. Like I said, especially all of us coming up from kinder, from what I can remember. Kinder first, definitely was in second grade together, Miss Payne. Third grade, Miss Hudson, and then the fourth grade, Miss Rhodes. So yeah, man, we were more like brothers and sisters.
Yeah.
Then more so than just classmates.
Were there any other students who kind of came in the middle of you guys being there at NCS? Because to your point about being family, you guys pretty much saw each other just about every day. You went to the same church, which is there on the campus, So did anyone kind of infiltrate the bond that you guys shared, especially Trinika, because you're related to Trinika, so.
Yeah. Coming in I don't, if they did come in the middle, it was a part of the family. Like I don't remember anybody coming in and we was like, who is this person? Our new student that year or whatever. It was just, we were all connected. We were all cool. So if the people did come in, second grade and we've been there a couple of years or whatever, It was just, it is what it is, and they just came on in. It was part of our class.
So part of your vibe was to accept the new people if they came in instead of shunning them away,
Yeah.
making them part of the family and feeling welcome with your friend group.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool,
Yeah,
cool.
yeah.
Now, I keep hearing about this this wall incident.
Oh man.
So kind of tell us, because by this time, man, I'm over in the valley doing my thing in junior high.
Yeah, yeah.
So I never really heard about this cement wall incident. Now, can you kind of take your time and explain to us and the viewers about what happened during this situation?
So, I was in I want to say either first grade or second grade. I'm not quite sure, but I know I was still on the little playground. And one day during recess, we were playing hide and go see. And if you ever been on a little playground, you know that back wall, it's stucco. It's a stucco wall.
Yeah.
And because it's also the back parking lot to the church, there's those I don't know what you call it, the things that stop the cars. It's a whole long one of those, before you come to the wall.
Yeah.
So man, kid, they went off the other way or whatever. I was like, I'm about to make it to base. And I'm boning out, I'm running, man. And unfortunately, I didn't lift my leg up high enough.
Oh man.
And I tripped and head first into that stucco wall. And I don't know if people can see you, but I still got a mark.
Now take your hand down. Kind of bend your head down a little bit. Yeah, and it twisted to the other side. Yeah, right there. Yeah. So so you actually left your mark at NCS.
Left my mark there and took some of it with me when I'll never forget when I went to the doctor and they was cleaning it out. It was the stucco was washing out of my head, man. I bust my head wide open. Yep.
That's crazy.
Crazy.
That's crazy. Now, how did your mom react? That's, because your mom's, she's a nice lady, but sometimes, man, she would have a temper. How did your mom react?
So shout out to Miss Hudson, rest in peace. She called my mom, and she was like, "This is the story, Miss Harding. This is Miss Hudson at Northern Christian School, and we need you to come pick up Erwin. He had a little accident." And she would not tell my mom what happened. And my mom was like, "Is he okay?" I just need you to come to the school and pick him up. And my mom was like, "All right." Man, she got there and my mom was like, "Oh my God." And of course, I was fine by the time my mom had got there because, Miss Hudson, Miss Quick, they calmed me down. As soon as I heard my mom cry, I start bawling, you know what I mean? And me and my mama, we just both going at it, crying or whatever. But yeah, Miss Hudson, she got my mom down there without any panic or because she didn't want my mom to freak out or whatever. But yeah, my mom said she walked in and her words exactly was, "I looked like a bloody pig."
Wow.
That's what she said, man. I had blood just spewing down my face to my shirt.
Bloody pig.
That's what she said. That's
Okay.
what she said, yeah.
Okay. I'm glad no one picked up that and decided to use it as like a nickname.
Right. Oh yeah, man. Well, yeah, we be fighting. I'm sorry. I should have said that. I'm sorry.
No, you just would have to squabble up and
Yeah.
nowadays it's gotta squabble up.
Yeah, that's it. Like, come on now. That was one of the most traumatic days of my life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now, back then, I'm sure it was when it happened. It was very traumatic. But now, you look back some odd years later, and you're like, "Oh man, that was a crazy situation."
That was a crazy situation.
Yeah. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, you mentioned some of your brothers, some of the folks that you kind of hung out with, and then there's some other guys now that you refer to as your big brothers. Me being one of them, Kerry Smith, Kelvin. How did those relationships kind of help you back then? And are they in some way, shape, or form, still in your life? Do you still relate to them, reach out to them? Just kind of talk about those big brothers that you had. Maybe you had some other big brothers on campus, but just kind of talk about your relationships and how they influenced you back then on campus.
Well, first off, if he hears this, Kelvin was not my big brother. He's my little brother. I'm older than Kelvin. But yeah, man, you know, yourself, Darren Hudson, of course. My cousin James, Jimmy Denson. You know, I had a lot of older dudes that just kind of just looked out for me while I was there. And today, you know, I still have a great relationship with all you cats. You know what I'm saying? I feel like, you know, me being an only child, a lot of you guys took me on as your little brother. And for that, I'm forever grateful. You know, me and you know, we can tell stories just from school, church, the whole nine. Same with, you know, Kelvin, Darren, you know, other folks or whatever. So it was just a great. It helped me out big time being, like I said, being an only child. You know, to a single mother. You know, I got to experience a lot with you guys, and you guys taught me a lot.
Yeah, I think that's one reason why some of my fondness towards you at you know, a young age, being a sixth grader, it was like, all right, let me lead this cat because, you know, let me lead this cat, you know, the seed and, you know, my good looks, right? I think because I was also in the same situation as, you know, living in a single parent household with my mom, she doing everything. I think there was just a fondness, and we could kind of relate to one another. And so as you matriculated through NCS, middle school, high school, and now, you know, where you are now, I think those bonds, or would you say those bonds are still very important in your life?
Oh, definitely. I value everything you guys tell me. I love and appreciate the fact that y'all call me when I'm wrong. You know, y'all call me on it. Yeah, man, it's great to have you guys, you know, behind me, you know, on the side of me, supporting me, and, you know, doing all the things you guys do for me. Yeah, definitely. I don't take it for granted at all.
Yeah. No, it's very important to have folks like that in your corner, because you never know when you're going to need these guys. Right. You know, especially, you know, like I remember sometimes I'll pull up to the shop and, you know, about to get my hair cut up by Mr. Smith, and you'll be up in the house, you know, hanging out, chilling, talking, you know, just having a good time.
Having a good time, man.
You know, and I think that's what it's all about, you know, from an early age, just making those relationships and, you know, continuing to build on them. So those were awesome times way back in the day.
Way back in the day.
Okay, so you left NCS after fifth grade. Now, do you remember why there was a change? Did you move out of the area? Kind of walk us through why you left NCS, if you remember.
I remember. Unfortunately, tuition got to be a little bit too much for moms. Tuition got to be a little bit too much, and she couldn't hang on that one last year for sixth grade. And I was like, Mom, like, I don't want to go. And she was like, I can't do it. So so unfortunately, I had to leave because of the
financials.
Financials,
Absolutely. Now, how do you think when you left Normandy, how do you think that prepared you for the next school or schools or just education overall? How did NCS help prepare you to face what was up ahead?
I've always said NCS was my foundation. So NCS set me up perfectly for wherever I went academically. Academically, I was on point. I'm not even trying to toot my own horn, but the stress that was put on me academically by my mom, the support from all my teachers, you know, I was definitely prepared once I left Normandy to be academically great to wherever I got. So I was good there. Socially, that was probably a
different story.
That's another story. You know, because kind of sheltered.
Yeah.
You know, sheltered. You know, we in our own little square. You know, behind the gates. You know what I mean? We had our own little building. Everybody in the building. But once I got on the outside, it was a different world. It was a different beast.
Okay, so give us an example of how different it was for you once you left NCS.
Can I be real?
Yeah, you can be real. Just don't curse.
No,
You know.
and you know what? And that's what it is. You know, I mean, dude, honestly, I went to LA Unified, for 6th grade, and I heard them kids cursing. I was like, what? Filth is coming out of your mouth. Like they cursing like they adults, man. So like I said, that for me was like the biggest shock. I never heard kids, talk like that. And like it was just the thing to do.
Like it was natural.
Like it was natural, yeah. Like they've been talking like that all their lives. And I was just like, wow, like I could never even think or want to talk like that. So that was like the biggest shock to me going into 6th grade at the LA Unified.
Now, did you fall into? Well, that's okay. I ain't even gonna ask. That's okay.
Next question.
Next question. Okay. So, what middle school did you go to? Because the next question I want to ask you relates to high school.
I went to John Muir Junior High.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that was right. Wasn't that the one on Vermont?
Yep, 59th in Vermont. I
Yeah.
believe.
Yeah. Somewhere over there.
Yep,
Okay.
went to John Muir.
So, looking back at Washington Prep, you graduated class of 1993.
No. Class of 1992.
Okay.
Come on now.
Okay. Well, hey.
No disrespect to my fellow generals out there that's listening to me. I am class of 92.
Listen.
Not 3.
These were the notes that was furnished to me.
And I told your note person to make that correction. Blasphemy. Man.
Okay.
92.
So let's take it all back. Take it all back.
Yeah.
Looking back,
Uh-huh.
attending Washington Prep, class of 1992.
Yes, sir.
Did you see any seeds that were planted at NCS that helped you guide your journey through high school and beyond?
Just me wanting to succeed academically, man. I always wanted to do my best. I didn't graduate number 1 of my class. I surely didn't graduate number whatever it was, the last of my class. But I just wanted to make sure that I was always doing what I need to do academically to good grades. I can't say I maintained a 3.1 GPA throughout high school. So I was a B student, but doing whatever I could to make sure that I was on point academically definitely was my purpose in high school. And I think I get all of that from NCS. Yeah.
Okay.
Learning as much as I could learn.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's talk a little bit about after NCS and after high school. Now, what was were you prepared to hop into college and do the college thing, or kind of what path did you take in preparation to where you are right now?
So after high school, man, I was done. I was like, I'm done. I just wanted to just have fun.
You just want to chill.
I just wanted to just chill. But I did decide to go to. I went to LA Southwest for a year, and that was a year wasted just because I didn't.
You didn't do anything.
I didn't do that. The freedom of not having to go to class, or leave when I want to leave, and hanging out with friends and whatever. So that was a waste. But I did do that for a year. But then I don't say unfortunately, but then still I was still at home with my mom. And my mom at that point, she was like, you know what, I need you to get a job. So I had to enter the workforce at I think it was 1920 when I got my first job. So I started working, and then that just like postponed my schooling, because I was like, oh, I'm making money at 20 years old.
Right.
I'm getting checks, so I was just having a good time or whatever, and then until I decided to go back to school.
Got you. Okay, so what position did you hold after, once you got your first gig?
First gig?
Because I remember my first gig. My first gig was, I didn't go to college. I went the JC route, stayed there for a long time, because after I think I stayed out of, I went to community college, worked there, worked or got a job as a student, what they call a student worker at for the county.
Okay.
And my dad helped me get that job. So it was, I think I went the whole fall year. And then that spring, somewhere near the spring or summer, I got that job. So,
Okay.
and I remember it vividly working. That was my first major gig, and kind of got me off course a little bit because, you want to go full time at the JC, or at least I did, because I wanted to get done.
Right.
But working, it kind of, you couldn't get in as many hours as you wanted to. So, so to that, we said all that to say, your first gig, what was it?
First gig, I was a special ed assistant for Los Angeles Unified School District.
Okay.
Yeah. I had my aunt actually worked downtown in HR, and my mom called her up, was like, "Erwin need a job," and she said, "Say less." And I started working as a special ed assistant.
Now, had you ever had any dealings, any happenings, any interaction with special ed students?
None whatsoever.
Okay.
None whatsoever, man. I didn't want to work. You know what I mean? I was chilling, having a good time. You know what I mean? But yeah, I had no anything working with kids at all. Yeah.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
To find out where you are now,
Right.
it's just like, okay.
Right. But I believe, though, that I found my purpose in dealing with those special ed kids and leading to what I do now.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. No, that's awesome, because a lot of, it's like a transition, because a lot of people, adults, family members will work for a corporation or a company, and they'll get in folks who just, hey, you just need a job?
Right.
Come on in. I'll get you a job. And that's what folks' family do. And it's just real interesting how well that job position can help shape your mind and, being able to find the vision or the pathway for your life.
Yep.
Is that kind of what happened with you?
That's exactly what happened. I realized probably 2 years into me working with special ed that this is what I was supposed to do, was work with kids. Yeah.
Okay, so then how did you take that information? What did you do to begin to kind of narrow down what you needed to do so that you can do it professionally instead of just as a side job?
Well, just, I was at one school for my first school. I think I was there for about 5 years. And then I went to another LA Unified, and that's when I had the joy of working with some really close friends. you know one person in particular.
I know one. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah.
The other one is sitting right here to my right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was crazy how we all ended up at the same spot.
At the same spot.
My boy in Tennessee, he was there too. It was just, as I was going through all that and being in special ed, I was like, okay, I want to do something more. I don't want to just be an assistant. I want to teach. And I was like, what? Where's that coming from? And I was like, I want to teach. So that's when I decided to go back to school and start, getting them units and credits and, certificates and certifications and all that good stuff. So, yeah.
Yeah, speaking of which, I'm just sitting here as you're talking about certificates, and I'm like, man, I got to do this district mandated training.
Already did mine.
Man, I got a couple to do. So,
yeah, already did mine.
Wow. Okay. All right. So that's cool. So, so you decided you want to be a teacher, and now you're actually teaching in the fourth grade classroom.
Fourth grade. Yep.
How is that working for you right now?
Oh, man, I love what I do.
Okay.
I can't, being transparent, teachers, I'm tired, these kids, they be, oh my goodness. But at the end of the day, man, I love what I do. When you see, I always say my greatest moment is when I see that light bulb go off. and they were like, "Oh, Mr. Woodard, I understand. I got it. I know how to do it." That's when I'm like, "Okay, this is why I do this." Also, for those kids where I love the getting the mistakes, Dad. I mean, Mr. Woodard. I love those moments because it's like, okay, this kid has taken a liking to me and can see me as a father figure to them or whatever. Just so I love those moments. So I love those moments, man. Just being able to see my kids grow academically, and I push them. I let them know from day one, like I'm gonna go hard, because I want to make sure that once they leave my classroom, they're ready for 5th grade.
Absolutely. So, that kind of answered the question, what inspired you to become? But, since we got that question out there, did anyone or anything besides the previous job that you worked as a special ed assistant, did anything else inspire you to go into education?
No, that was it. That was it, man. And the thing is, all my jobs have been within education. Like I started out as a special ed assistant. I did that for, I think, 9-10 years. And then I left there and I left to a spot where right when the charter schools started booming. And I went to a school, shout out class. They're no longer in existence. But I went to them and I became like their athletic director over there. And then that's kind of where there too, they kind of start putting me in the classroom. Teachers will be out. So they were like, "Okay, Mr. Woodard, we need you to sub." So that's when I really start, actively being in the classroom, like teaching lessons. And from there, man, it was just like, okay, this is cool.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it ever since.
Yeah. You had those, one of those jobs where it's other duties as assigned.
Exactly. Yes. Yeah. Mr. Woodard, we need you to cover this. We need you to cover that, because being an athletic director, I'm down there in the office. I have my own office, which was great. I was chilling, man. But I have my own office. I was in charge of all the PE equipment and everything or whatever. I was doing the books for PE equipment, all sports equipment. And then, like I said, a teacher or somebody would come in that day. Obviously, what do we need you to cover? He was like, okay. It is what it is.
Yeah.
And go in there and handle the business.
Yeah. Now, I know that you have been pursuing your doctorate, and I'm pretty sure that's been in education.
Yes.
Now, what's been the most rewarding part of that journey going, now, where did you earn your bachelor's from?
From San Diego State.
Okay, San Diego. Okay, and so you online. Hey, it's no judgments.
Yeah.
I have a master's online as well, but hey, it's all good, man. You did the work.
Yeah.
Okay, and then your master's?
Antioch University.
Okay, see? Culver City. All right. And so what propelled you to like, hey, I think I want this doctorate? What kind of propelled you to think like that? And then what is the most rewarding part of pursuing your doctorate degree?
What propelled me was I wanted to do more. I being a part of education, being in the educational system for the last 20, 25 years, there's so many things that can be so different when it comes to educating our children, our kids. So I was like, I want to be a difference. I want to make a difference. I want to do something different. And I felt like, doing this doctorate program would give me some leverage, to do some things, make some decisions, being the best advocate for our kids possible. So that's the reason why I'm doing it. And then you said, what's the most rewarding part?
Yeah.
I would say the information that I've learned when it comes to education. Education is deep, man. It's deep, and I didn't realize. I got my master's in education, and it's like, okay, but when it comes to a doctorate program, that master's is very surface. Doctorate program, we have to dig deep, man, deep, So just being able to look at the information, read the information, that I saw, I have to read or learn, whatever the case may be, and then put it down on paper or, to whatever the case may be, or, tell someone about it. That's been the most rewarding part of it. I can say too that I love the fact that, myself as well as, we represent, 2% of all the teachers in the United States of America, Black men. So I love being a part of that number, but I would love to see that number grow. So that's another reason why I want to do this, because I would love to see more Black men get into education, because we are definitely needed.
Absolutely. Amen. Listen, I went to an event, educational event this past Saturday. And it's for national boards, right?
Okay.
Man, I mean, it's probably less than, somewhere between 10 to 15 brothers in there, probably in a room of about 150 to 200 people.
Yeah.
All thinking about doing something different than just being a regular teacher. So yes, when I walk in a room sometimes I'm like, okay, how many Black men do I see? So that is something that we have to deal with.
Yeah.
It's in, and so good luck to you, sir. Now, I know you've experienced some setbacks and, because, we've had conversations about, man, this is,
It's not easy.
Yeah.
It is. I would tell anybody, it's not for the weak.
Yeah.
It's not for the weak. And yes, I have taken a break or two or three, because it's a lot, man. These classes, they go back to back, 8 weeks in one class, and you don't get a week in between or 2 weeks. You literally start, if you're in a class on Sunday, that Monday, they already dropped you an email at midnight saying, welcome to the new
next class.
Yeah. So it's a lot, man. Writing, I've written, 30-page papers so far, have did, PowerPoint presentations that needed to be 50 slides. I've done a lot. So it's tough. It's tough. But, they always say, the end result will be so amazing. So that's what I try to keep my eye on, that end result. Like, okay, being hooded as Dr. Woodard.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So let me ask you this. Because, you've earned your BA and your master's, and now you're currently working on your doctorate, what advice would you give anyone who is just in a regular job like yourself as a special ed assistant, and then you're thinking about, doing something with, advanced degrees? What advice would you give to those people who are kind of grew up in the mold that you did?
One word: go. Go. Do not wait till you get my age. I look back and I don't want to say regret, but if I had have done this a lot sooner,
20 years ago,
I would be in a much better place. And I probably will be able to be doing I know I'll be doing a whole lot of more things for these kids. I honestly feel like I wouldn't be in a classroom. I would be somewhere on somebody's board, or possibly owning my own school, or doing something major for our kids. So I would say anybody that has aspirations of higher education and want to receive a doctorate, go. It's going to be hard. I wouldn't lie to you. It's going to be hard. It's going to be difficult. If you have a family, it's going to take away time from your family, your kids, unfortunately, and they tell you that too. Because they feel like, part of the program is it's all about getting a doctorate. And it's going to take away time, but hopefully you have those around you that will support you no matter what, because they know what the end goal is, the end result.
Sure.
So I would say just go, give yourself grace. If you don't want to do the next class, the next 8 weeks, that's what they have advisors for. Hey, I need these next 8 weeks off. Okay. And then you pick it back up after that. But definitely go, do it. Don't stop.
Don't delay. Just go.
Just go.
Just go.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've talked about a whole bunch. We've talked about your, growing up at NCS. We've talked about the difference between leaving NCS and going to a middle school where they just had potty mouths,
Man,
right?
Man, for real.
And now, we've talked about your current situation, being an educator. And now I want to focus to something a little bit more fun.
Okay.
Now, I know that you're a sneakerhead, right?
I am.
Owning over 100 pair of Nikes alone, right? When did that passion start? And do you have a pair of shoes that means the most to you?
So I want to say that I had the passion ever since junior high school, 7th grade, because that's when I got to see a lot of fresh tennis shoes. But unfortunately, being in a single parent home, my mom wasn't spending, $150, on a pair of tennis shoes.
Well, I have to tell you, sir, at the very beginning, the shoes weren't that high.
Well, that's true.
Right? Because I remember what my best friend and I, we went to Big Five. We both lived in the area, and you know Rudy.
Oh yeah,
we would go to Big Five in Inglewood. My first pair of Jordans, I bought them for $30.
Really?
$29.99.
Wow.
These were the black.
Were they real?
No, they were black and blue
Okay.
Jordans, and then I had the sweatsuit, the black and blue Jordan sweatsuit.
Really?
Oh man, I was Jordan out.
Wow.
$29.99.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they ain't selling for $29.99 now.
No, sir, not at all, not at all. But yeah, just I always wanted them. And my mom, she was like, "Nah, I can get you a regular pair of base Nikes, or she had me looking right, but I didn't get the shoes that
you wanted.
That I wanted, and people wear
You
you
want
like,
to style
oh my
in.
God, yeah. So when I got of age, man, probably when I started working, make my own money, at 18, 19, 20, I was like, I'm just gonna just buy tennis shoes.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it ever since. I said I was gonna stop, but man, they be calling me, dude. They be calling me.
Once you start, it's like, man, it's kind of hard to stop.
Yeah, it is hard to stop. It's hard to stop. And I I've given some away. There's ones that I don't wear or whatever the case may be. But I just be buying shoes, man. I love fresh new tennis shoes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I've even been a recipient of a pair or two. And look, those Coach shoes, those Coach boots, they in the rotation.
Yeah. And that's what I do, man. I buy stuff, and I'm big on. I see it online or whatever, and I'm like, oh, those are dope. I'm gonna get them. And then we're like,
you get them,
like I don't really like, they're okay, but what can I really do with them? So that's why I'm more of a sneakerhead than I am like a casual. That's why I said I gave you those or whatever. Yeah, man, just anything sneaker. Jordans, oh yeah, you see what I have my shirt.
I see.
Yeah,
of course.
Yeah, I got the matching shoes on with it now. I just love tennis shoes, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, now is there a pair that means a great deal more than the others?
No, not really. Just my favorite Jordan is the Jordan 12s.
Okay.
So that's my favorite. That's my favorite pair from him. I've lately been into a lot of the Jordan 1 low tops. I've gotten a lot of those lately. That's about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm seeing what the Jordan 12s look like. Actually, no, that's a nice. I mean, if I were to buy a pair of Jordans, the 12s look nice.
Yeah, I got them on my feet right now. The breads.
Yeah.
So. The Jordan 12s is my favorite shoe.
Yeah.
But I have other things. I have some casual shoes that I wear. Or that I have to only wear them like during special occasions. Or
Absolutely,
like that.
absolutely. That's when you bust them out.
That's when I bust them out. But yeah, I got a gang of tennis shoes, man. Gang of tennis shoes. Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, so since we're kind of in the sports realm-ish. Let's hit you up with this. Your favorite football team is?
Oh my God, we're gonna be so much trash this year. And I'm a real fan. New Orleans Saints. I'm a Saints fan.
Listen,
diehard Saints fan.
As a Cowboys fan, I have no expectations.
Yeah.
Now, even Thursday night's game, I've had some folks who've told me that they hate the Cowboys and the Cowboys suck. Well, when I saw them on Friday, they like, man, I was rooting for the Cowboys. I'm like, man, I was rooting for them too.
Right.
So we're kind of in the same boat. I don't have any expectations, especially since Micah is no longer there.
Right.
But that's a whole different story.
Whole other story.
How did you get to become a New Orleans Saints fan all the way here in Los Angeles?
Crazy story, but true. I was probably all of 10 years old, maybe not even 10. And I saw them on TV, and I said, I like their colors, that black and gold. That's going to be my team. And it's been my team ever since.
Okay.
I went just off the colors. Didn't know who they were, didn't know who was on their team.
Yeah.
Nothing. I just said, black and gold, New Orleans Saints, that's my squad.
Yeah, mine was similar. Similar story. The NFL pencils way back in the day.
Yeah.
I just picked up the gray pencil with the blue writing. Had Cowboys. I was like, okay.
Yeah.
And even then, I like I said, I didn't have a dad in the home, but I would always watch football. So I'm matching up the pencils to the football teams and the QB Steve Grogan. Okay, that's the Patriots. Doug Williams, that's the Buccaneers, right?
Yeah.
And so somehow, some way, it came out. Danny White, Cowboys. Okay, let's make it do what it do.
Right.
Okay.
Yep. So that was it, man. And been like one ever since.
Now, how serious? Because I also hear that you're a fanatic when it comes to fantasy football. So I guess we can call you a fantasy football player of a sort.
Fantasy football guru.
Okay, guru. So I'm sorry. Whoa, excuse me. How many leagues are you in right now? And don't be lying either.
No. I want to say 5.
Okay.
5.
Okay.
Work. Church. And then. Yeah, 5. 5. I'm in 5. Yeah, 5 different leagues.
How do you manage all of that? Because that's a lot. I can only do maybe 2 at a time. 5. That's a lot of stats and looking at football, man. How do you manage all of that stuff with all the players and all the teams that you're in?
During deer time, my kids are reading.
Okay.
Deer time.
That's the last 10% of truth. Absolutely.
Recess.
Because you're reading stats. You're doing some math.
Yeah, look and see who got injured on the day before. Like Kittle was out. I had Kittle on one of my squads. So he's gonna be sitting out 4 minutes. So I gotta find another tight end. So so just during my free time, man. Or at night, I get home and I'm done. I make sure I do my diligence and prepare for my kids, internalizing lessons and all that. But after that, I might be online, looking at ESPN and things like that or whatever. So just whenever I can find that free moment, I make sure that I try to check it at least once a day, all my squads, to see how we're doing, see if I'm going to get a win that week or whatever, and go from there.
Good. Okay. So we're almost done. I got probably about 2 more questions.
Okay.
When you think about, actually, no, this one right here, being an only child, how has family and community played a life in your role today?
Being an only child. I want to say I value family because I know what it's like. I don't want to say not to have one because, me and my mama, but it was just me and my mama. So those moments when, when I did, have, a wife and, daughter and, sister-in-law was living in the house or whatever the case may be, it was great having everyone in the house together. So I love, just family, man, and, hope to get back there one day, or whatever. But just having a family, and coming together and, just loving on each other, through the good and the bad, I really value and appreciate that. That's the number one.
Good. That's a good answer right there, man.
Yeah.
Okay, so 2 more questions from here. So it looked like I wasn't engaged. I was engaged. I have another interview after yours, so I wanted to push him back 10 more minutes. So that's what I was just texting. So I was listening to you. Those of you who are watching the video, I'm engaged. I'm just trying to make sure my ducks are lined up in a row. Right. Okay, so when you think about your journey from NCS to Washington Prep to your work in education, starting out as a special ed assistant, now you're in your doctoral studies, man. What do you hope your legacy will be? I forgot to mention you're a sneakerhead and you play fantasy football.
I want my legacy to be that, wow. I've never been asked that.
Hey, every now and again I come up with a good question.
Yeah. You didn't prep me for this one.
I can't prep you for all.
No, you can't.
Dr. Woodard.
Right. Maybe that just the idea that through it all. Wow. I don't want to say through it all that I've succeeded, because I feel like I still have
some place to go.
Yeah. But I'm winning. You know what I mean? So it's kind of just like I want my legacy to be like through being an only child from a single parent home in South Central Los Angeles, to having to go to work and started school late or whatever. Like, you know what, Erwin did it. He actually did do something and became something, and was genuine behind it. You know what I mean? And really wanted to just make a difference in all that he does. So just Erwin being a good dude. That's really it.
So on your tombstone, it's going to say, Erwin Woodard, sneakerhead, fantasy football player, a good dude.
A good dude.
Okay.
That's it.
That's what's up.
That's it, man. No more, no less. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. One last question. This is the absolute last question, because we want to wrap it up and put it all in a box and just kind of wrap it up and make it look nice and neat. Yeah. So last question, when you think back on NCS, right, what is one word that sums up your experience there on that campus? One word that encapsulates your existence on that campus.
Foundation.
Foundation.
That's it, man. That was the beginning of everything that I am today. Foundation. That place laid the foundation. They gave me the tools. They gave me the love. The song gave me the memories. I love the song because I hear it and I think about, roaming the halls of Normandy and hearing the voices and the laughter and just had a great time. And that was, so Normandy is the foundation, man, of who I am and what I want to become.
Absolutely.
Yeah, definitely.
That's what's up. Well, man, listen, I appreciate you coming out second week in a row. First week, we couldn't get everything together. This week, we bought some food, some pizza, and some chicken. Yep. And, you got a chance to watch your game because I know you're a big football head. So I'm going to put you in the green room.
In the green room. I love the green room. Oh, my God. The green room is amazing. For those of you out there, if you haven't been to the green room, wait till you see the green room. It's amazing.
It is amazing.
It's amazing. Yes.
Listen, man, I'm going to let you hang out in the green room and continue to, if you want to have some pizza or, whatever. Yeah. It's all good, man. I appreciate you hopping on here.
Yes, sir.
I'm having some fun, man. Yeah. And, we'll have to have you back after you become Dr. Erwin Darrell Woodard.
We'll let Mr. President know that.
Absolutely, man.
Yes,
Go
sir.
ahead. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you.
Man.
All right, guys. So check this out, man. We've had a wonderful time talking to the good doctor, the doctor to be, and just just talking about his legacy, some of the things that he enjoys doing, and just his journey from being a student, a single parent, coming from a single parent home, going to NCS, to middle school, and seeing all the craziness that he saw, all the way to where he is right now, which is an educator in the inner city. So thank you again, Mr. Erwin Woodard, for being a guest on the NCS Best in the West podcast. Other than that, guys, you got to stay tuned. We'll come back to you in a couple of weeks, actually, and we'll have another guest. We're going to talk and just kind of reminisce about everything that is NCS. On behalf of Coach Woodard, as he was one time known as, Coach Woodard, I am Mr. Riley. I'm coming to you live from the West Coast, the best coast, the West Side, and this West Side actually has a wonderful green room. Thanks for watching. Check us out on social media, and I think El Presidente had us going live on our social media platform on TikTok, so you might be able to check that out as well. But other than that, thank you for watching, and we'll catch you in the next video. Peace, y'all.